2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is delighted to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. All right, it's time to get the balls in the air for the opening round coverage. Let's head out onto the course. Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Luke Elvey. It's great to have your company as always. Alongside me is Rich Beam, and out on the course is Henny Kuyak and John McCarthy, will be following all the action. Oh, this is a super week on the calendar. Always circle this one in my diary. I'm thrilled you could be with us as well. We're going down to the first hole now. And as we turn our attention to our featured player this week, it's impossible to ignore the rivalry that's happening with Will Zalatoris.
Luke, I just don't understand why you'd want to start a rivalry with Will Zalatoris. This featured player must be brimming over with confidence. Thanks,
Henny. That's interesting stuff. I'll be interested to see if our featured player does indeed do well against Willie Z. Great shot. TPC Louisiana is a very interesting golf course, mate, on some pretty flat land, Rich.
Absolutely, and this hole shows you exactly what to expect. Second shot to a very tiny green. Tiny greens dotting this entire layout. Hit one close here, and you can expect to make a birdie.
Not a bad play, that one. And he's down there. You got to read?
I've had to read this a couple times because there's a subtle last-minute break at the end. It's going to go left.
That's disappointing. It's just about 3 feet away.
This is for par.
And down it goes. Let's head to the next.
Very nice par indeed. Very solid hole played.
Rich, if you missed a birdie opportunity at the first, you've certainly got one here at the second.
Yes, par 5 is pretty much just straight away. You got to avoid those bunkers down the left-hand side. For those players laying up, you got to lay it up shy of the big bunker down the right-hand side. This green sits ever so slightly above the fairway, and again, they're just not that big of targets. It really is a cool golf course designed by Pete Dye.
Playing the draw shot here. Now he's got his eyes set on the putting surface. An aggressive play here. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently tied with his rival. Things are getting tight out here.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
15 feet out. He's been staring this one down.
Not a bad line, this. Oh, what a putt. Currently at -1 following that hole.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
The third hole is a long par 3 measuring 230 yards.
Be careful of the wind here. You can't always feel it as those trees on the left sometimes block it out. Missing it right is an obvious no-no, but missing it left is no guarantee of an up and down either. The green slopes away pretty severely over there.
Well, this one's going right at the flag. And that one has found its way onto the green. That's a good shot, but some work ahead still. Ooh, back there, horsey. Just 9 feet remaining to the hole. Henny, take us through the break on this putt.
Just a smidgen to the right, this one.
Well, that was a decently played hole, but unfortunately going to have to write down a bogey. And the putt drops, and we're moving on. And he'll drop down the leaderboard after that effort. TPC Louisiana might be known as a birdie fest. However, you're going to find plenty of challenges, including the par 4 fourth.
How can bunkers that are so minuscule be so agonizing? That's exactly what these are down the left-hand side of the fourth hole. You avoid those and you get a good look at the green for your second shot that gently works away from the player.
This shot is about 140 yards out.
Has got this thing dialed in here, looking good.
That shot had Will Zalatoris doing a double take. I think he may be starting to take this rivalry a bit more seriously.
And as we move to the next hole, our leader is ahead by a couple of shots. Rich, the fifth is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction. So driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it. This putt is to move inside the all-important top 10. And he's down there. You got a read?
There's a slope here, and it's going to go right to left on the slope.
This one's tracking. And with that putt hold, it's back-to-back birdies.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row.
Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. The 6 is a tremendous par 4. Plenty of golf hole, this one.
Water all the way down the left-hand side, so that's going to shove your tee shot out to the right, which make that second shot so much longer. Not much to the screen. It's fairly flat, but finding it in 2, well, that's a tall order.
That drive heading straight towards the cut stuff. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Okay, time to return to the action. This is his second shot. 5 shots off the pace. And that one's on the dance floor, but a long way from the DJ. A chance to get to 3 under with this putt. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Setting up this putt 16 feet from the cup.
It's tracking. Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And that performance will now take him to 3 under par. The 7th provides a great opportunity if you can get a good driveway. This par 5 is a lovely hole.
There are two menacing bunkers on this hole. The far one, the one right in the middle of the fairway, it looks like a zit from the back tee box. That is not the place to be.
That was absolutely murdered.
He has his eyes set on one place and one place only. It's the green.
Opting for the 5-wood. Ooh, that almost went down. Oh, this would be a good putt to make, and with it, a share of 3rd spot. Mark it down. That's birdie number 5. Well, that's certainly a step in the right direction. Keep it going. The 8th is a short par 4, Rich, and modern players are starting to try to drive this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot. If you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side, you're not going to have much more than a flip sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
This one looks to be heading towards the green and hitting yet another green here today.
I tell you, you just dream about days like today. Greens and regulation, spot on all day. Awesome.
He finds himself with a share of 2nd place. The front 9 finishes in a unique style, a par 3 of 210 yards length.
This is actually a par 3 on the card, but most players look at it as a par 4 because there is nothing simple about this hole. If you bail out to the right, you're going to fall off into a low area where it's nearly impossible to chip it up close without taking a risk. So most players are just resigned to making 4 and moving on.
He's playing the draw here. Looks to be going with the 5-iron. Yeah, that was a safe play. 12 feet to the cup coming up. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
I've got it going right to left here.
I like the look of this. Hit a house. And that should secure the par on this one. This is the transition point of the round, making the turn, heading for home. How do you rate this player's performance so far?
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete.
Second shot here on the 10th hole. Going with the pitching wedge here. Currently -5. Currently tied for second. So close. And this one is for his par. And Henny, what's he looking at for this putt?
Yeah, guys, he's looking at around 17 feet.
And that putt will end up short. Bogey putt coming up here. Yeah, well hold. Let's move on to the next. And a bit of a setback there. Now he's 4 under for the tournament. The par 5 11th, very gettable if, Rich, you can avoid that monster tree about 100 yards out.
Exactly. Tee shots, once again, you're throwing it between a couple of bunkers, but the second shot, there's a tree about 75 yards short of this green, and you've got to figure out a way around it. Do you draw it around it? Do you hit a fade around it? What do you do? No easy task for any of these players. Green sits above the player just a little bit, and again, has a lot of movement on it.
He is taking this on.
Well, that's a tremendous shot and sets up a wonderful opportunity.
Using the big muscles to get it home in 2 there.
And a chance to move to 6 under the card with this putt. Henny's down there. You got a read?
Okay, this one starts out pretty straight, but it will go left at the end.
Oh, nice looking putt. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. Well, the 12th is certainly one of the stronger holes on the back 9. This par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
You want to try and hug the left-hand side as best you can to shorten up the hole as much as you can, but still avoid that bunker if at all possible. Second shot, the green up there sits a little bit caddy corner to the players, so working the golf ball in there for left to right for your second shot would be the play.
Nicely done. Lining up from around 160 yards. Just a stroke behind the leader. Oh, that is brilliant. Look at this one. A wonderful shot and a birdie opportunity coming up at the 12th. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. Currently 7 under for the event.
Gotta like it. Moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Rich, the 13th is a short par 4, but a really good one, depending on how much you want to take off.
There's really no real reason to go right at the green, Luke, with a tee shot, even if you have the power to get there, because you just can't stop it on the green. If anything, you want to hit it out to the right, where your next shot is going straight up the green. This is a very flat green, but is perched well above the fairway. It's a wonderful birdie opportunity.
Oh, well played. This is his second shot.
Some nice calculations there with this wind.
It's just about 3 feet away.
Little birdie look in here.
And he's now the solo leader in this event. Well, for all the opportunities 13 provides you, you don't get too many here at the par 3 14th. It's a beast.
As easy of a birdie opportunity as the 13th was, 14, yeah, not so much here. Even though the green is quite large in size, it's difficult to hit with a long iron.
Going with the 5-iron here. That's well played. Anything on the green from there was fine. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's happy, just came off a birdie.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. And this putt is for a big 2 on the scorecard.
Short game has been especially sharp today, Luke. Very impressive.
Henny, what's he facing with this putt?
Or if he holds this, it'll be a solid 19-footer.
From long range here, looking to get it close.
Come on. And makes it. What a bomb. And just checking back in with the standings, and he continues to lead this tournament. The 15th is certainly no cakewalk either, a par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
This is the time where you need to have the best drive of the day. Take it out to the right, avoid the bunkers down the left-hand side. In the green, once again, it's got some movement into a high spot in the front, a low area, and then a high area in the back. When the pin's all the way back, good luck making 4.
That'll work there. Second shot here on the 15th.
When I was a little kid, I loved to draw just like that shot.
Oh, look at this. Right down the throat. Yeah, nicely played. 13 feet to the cup. John, what's the line on this putt?
Tricky one here. This one's going down the hill as well as moving to the left.
Tracking, and he holds another one, and he's building quite a sizable lead here. Currently 3 strokes up after that hole. Well, as we approach the final holes here at TPC Louisiana, the short par 4 16, Rich, it's a good one, but also a challenging one.
Only the brave will take driver out on this short hole. Long irons, hybrids, fairway woods down the left-hand side is just fine.
Yeah, that one will play. Time for the second shot at the 16th. Good shot there, Beamer. And 11 under in front of the player with this putt. Big putt for par coming up. And down it goes. Our leader has built a 3-shot bar for here as we head over to the next. If you ought to win at TPC Louisiana, you've got to hit a couple of very important shots late. The tee shot here at 17, Rich, is one of them.
A tee shot that no player likes to face. Water all the way down the left-hand side. The bailout zone out to the right falls away from the green. No fun whatsoever.
And he's safely on the green. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Okay, let's get back to the action. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This one's moving just a smidge to the left.
Right on 4 feet. Should make this one. Currently in first position. The closing hole at TPC Louisiana has water all the way down the right, Rich, but that's not its only issue.
Bailing out to the left, you'll find some menacing bunkers that you want no part of. However, if you find the fairway, going for it in 2 would be very tempting.
Standing over his second shot. Oh, I love this type of courage, Rich. Going for it in 2.
Absolutely love watching a player be bold and be rewarded for it.
Wow, was that a rush of blood or something? Just 3 feet to the cup. And the putt drops for birdie. Well, that's a lovely way to finish the opening round. Out in front, the leader. Sounds great.
Not bad whatsoever, but still just the opening day. Lots of golf left to play. However, it does give you a little boost of confidence going forward, knowing that right now you're at the top of your form, your game is good, and you're in a good space.
Well, another great day of action here at 2K Sports. On behalf of Rich Beam, the entire hard-working folks and team here, I'm Luke Elvey. We look forward to your company next time.